This has been another painful and emotional day for survivors of the Native residential schools. The Federal Truth and Reconciliation Commission came to Port Alberni today for the first of 2 days of hearings, listening to the heartbreaking and all too familiar stories. Native children abused sexually, physically, and emotionally. The Alberni school is where dormitory supervisor Arthur Henry Plint worked for 2 decades. Plint, you may recall, was sentenced to 11 years in prison by a judge who described him as a sexual terrorist. And he wasn't the only one. CTV's Scott Cunningham reports.
The day begins with song, but is dominated by tears. Long repressed memories of Port Alberni's residential school flood back to survivors, and few of the recollections are fond.
All they did was kill the pride of our people.
Port Alberni's residential school was closed in the 70s and destroyed in 2009. Today, the people who were taken from their parents and forced into the school speak out.
My best friend today that suffered abuse that I had no idea about.
The tales of serious physical abuse are shocking. The stories of sexual attacks are more than some at the hearing can handle. This Port Alberni man was just a boy when 5 other schoolmates sexually abused him. And he says his residential school teacher did nothing when he cried for help.
So how does he rate to be the man that was to be taking care of us so that things like this don't happen? It happened.
The location of today's hearing in Port Alberni holds unique and haunting significance. This gymnasium is one of the final standing structures of the residential school.
I've seen a lot of violence here when I was a kid. A lot of violence, a lot of kids being strapped and thrown around and mistreated, you know.
Each statement is recorded, each story given new life after causing years of pain. The commission gathering as much information as possible to ensure the atrocities are never forgotten.
There is good, there's bad, and there's ugly with residential schools. And we learned that already today. The bad and the ugly, it requires a lot of healing.
There will be more testimony, more painful memories in Port Alberni tomorrow before the hearing shifts to Duncan and then on to Victoria. Scott Cunningham, CTV News, Port Alberni.